Alrighty, boys and girls, it has been a while since we have done a lesson. Today we're doing completing the square. We'll spend a couple days doing this because it's kind of a complex idea. Here's all the definition of what a completing a square is. Here's all the steps. I will work through them as we go by. So if you want to write them down, pause it. If you don't want to write down, if you just write down kind of how I do it, that's cool too. Up to you. All right, here we go. Let's get started. Come on, come. Wish my tablet would work. Alright, sorry about that. So, our first step says to get all our variables on one side. So I need to move 12x over here. So I got x squared minus 12x equals negative 20. The next step says to get everything or divide by whatever this value is. So in this case, our a is positive 1. So I don't have to do anything. Next step is I take half of b, so half of b, and I square it. So half of b is negative 6. Negative 6 squared is 36, so plus 36. Now rule number 1 in algebra says whatever you do to one side, you've got to do to the other. So if I got plus 36 on the left-hand side, I'm going to add 36 on the right-hand side. So then I'm going to complete this square. Now this is the part that I feel like I'm going to miss most of y'all, but we're going to write whatever number we had before we squared it. We're just going to write that right there. Everything else stays the same. Set of parentheses, all that. That is completing the square. The last steps are all about solving. So I'm going to take the square to both sides. I get x minus 6 equals plus or minus 4. Because, you know, negative 4 times negative 4 is positive 16. Positive 4 times positive 4 is positive 16. Last thing I'm going to do is add, so I get 6 plus or minus 4. Now, here, if we have whole numbers, I want you to actually add them. So 6 plus 4 is 10. 6 minus 4 is 2. That's the entire lesson right there. It's just following those steps. So let's go ahead and let's do a couple more. Let's do number 3. Alrighty, number 3. I don't know what's happening on my screen over here. It's kind of weird. Everything is on one side, so now I'm going to take half of 6, or negative 6. I'm going to square it, so plus 9. Half of, so well, not even half, it's the same thing. I just add 9 over here too. So then I'm going to factor, so x, and then that number before I squared it was negative 3. And then I got 5. Now sometimes when we take the square root, we actually can't simplify. So I got x minus 3 equals plus or minus square root of 5. I can't find the square root of 5. So then I'm just going to add 3 to both sides, and I get 3 plus or minus root 5. That's it. Alrighty. So 2 and 4 kind of work the same way. 2's got some fractions, so be careful of that. And then 4, I'll go ahead and just kind of get you started on that. I'm going to erase part of this here. I'm going to move 8x on this side. So x squared minus 8x, and that still equals 0, plus 22. Now I need to move this 22 on the other side, so I'm going to have negative 22 equals x squared minus 8x. And from there, it's just the same thing. Now once you get down to the answer, be careful because you might have an I, an imaginary number involved. The second part of the notes is talking about going from standard form, which is y equals x squared plus bx plus c, to vertex form, which is y equals a times x minus h squared plus k. Sorry. What the heck? What the heck? I'm having technical difficulties today. Plus okay. Whew. Whatever's happening right here, that's tripping me up. Okay, anyway, this is probably the hardest part of today's lesson. It's kind of applying a couple different things. So we're going to just go through this slowly. F of x is the same thing as y. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up a set of parentheses. Rewrite all that same stuff, except I'm going to break this last part up to that right there. Okay? Here's why. I'm going to take half of 16 and square it. So half of 16 is 8. 8 squared is 64. Now before we were adding 64 to both sides. Well, we're going to skip that step. If I add the 64 over here, it'd be like subtracting 64 on this side. So the rule of thumb here is whatever we add, as long as we're on one side of the equal sign, one side meaning, this side, one side, we're going to subtract on the same side. So then I got y equals, and then we're going to complete the square there, so x plus 8 squared, and then I'm just adding those, so that's going to be minus 76. All right, that's it. Yeah, I know it's kind of hard. Let's do another one. Let's go number 7. So once again, y equals x squared minus 16x plus a blank plus 2 plus a blank. So half of negative 16 is negative 8. Negative 8 squared. Oh, we got 64 again. What do you know? Once again, though, if we add 64, we need to subtract 64. So I got y equals x minus 4 squared minus 62. That's it. Good luck. Watch it again. Come see me during tutoring. See you.